Good morning, class. Today is Wednesday, May 6th, and we're going to do math lesson 14-1 and part 2. So yesterday we made flashcards with different top words for our vocabulary for this chapter. And one of those words was, or one of the terms, is line plots. So today we're going to talk about line plots, and we're going to talk about line plots tomorrow also and do some demonstrations. So we're on page 803, and I have torn out that page out of the math book, but you don't have to do that. It says, this is what you're going to need. You should have a ruler and 4 objects. It says find 4 objects that are each shorter than 9 inches. So I have found some objects that are shorter. You can tell by looking on your ruler if they are shorter than 9 inches. You don't want it to be bigger than go past the 9. So I have a marker, a glue stick, a crayon, and some scissors. You can pick any objects you want. These are things that I have in the classroom. You might have things in your room, in the kitchen. It can be food. It doesn't matter as long as you can measure it, and we can compare the length. Length means how long something is. Well, let's on your page it has a chart. It says object and length of the object in inches. What you're going to do is record the measurements in the table. This is the table or chart here. Then plot the data on the number line. Plot the data? What does that mean? Well, we'll get to that, but here's my number line, and I'll show you what plot the data means. Which object is longest and which is shortest? Well, I guess you can probably look at it and tell, but we're going to see it on our number line and see how it turns out. All right, first, let's measure the marker. It says find the length of the marker, and we have to make it go all the way down to the bottom of the ruler, and it comes up to 5 almost. So I'm going to say 5 because it's just at that part, so that'll be 5 inches. Okay, the next is the glue stick, and the glue stick, when we put it at the bottom here, it goes just a little past the 3, but it's really close to 3, not enough to go to the 4. So I'm going to say 3. And we're not going to use halves or anything, whichever is closest to the big number of inches. That's the one number we're going to use. The next is the crayon. And the crayon, when I measure that, it goes close to the 3 also. So I'm going to say 3 inches for the crayon. Okay, and the scissors, when you go to the bottom of the scissors and measure to the tip, it is close to 8 inches. So I'm going to say 8 inches. Now, let me show you how to plot this is the data, and we're going to plot it right here. That just means we're going to transfer this information to this number line. Well, 5 inches. So we're going to put a dot here for this. We'll put that right here over the 5. Okay? That represents the marker, right? Glue stick, 3. Let's plot this data right here. That represents the glue stick. Oh, look. Crayon is 3 also. So we put another dot here. Last, we have the scissors. Scissors is over the 8, so we put a dot right here over the 8. Now, the reason we do this is that we can look at our number line and see easily which one is longer and which one is shorter. So, which one is longer on this? Suppose you didn't have the items in front of you, you just had the information. You would look and say, oh, 8 is the scissors because it's the farthest, it's the highest number, it's on 8. And which one is the shortest? Well, it looks like the glue stick and the crayon are tied for the shortest. Get it, got it good? All right, let's go on to the next page. Now, you don't have to use my data or my objects. You should use yours and see if you can measure yours and come up with that information. On the next page, it looks like they use similar objects. They have a glue stick, a string, and a feather at the top, and they have made a table, and they've charted that out, and they made a line plot. So this is what we call a line plot, because we're using a number line and we plotted the dots on there. So it's called a line plot. Say that? A line plot. And you have a flashcard that you can use to study the definition. At the bottom, number 1 says, measure each object in inches. And so you need to measure this picture here. Take your ruler, measure that, and measure that crayon down there, that picture of a crayon. It might be the same or different. Then put the information in the chart. They already put the 4, so they measured that already. And then put your dots up here. So I measured the crayon. And make sure you get it to the end, and we're talking about inches. What do you think? 3? All right, well, put a 3 for 3 inches long. And then in your table here, you put, trace back over here. Marker is 4, crayon is what? 3. All right, then you put your dots. Put a dot over the 4, color that in. And where does the other dot go? Right, over the 3. So easy. Now, for your next activity on page 805, you're going to need to measure each of these items. Can I erase this now? If you still need it, then pause the video. Or rewind. Okay. Well, I'll do the first one with you, but all you're doing is the same thing that we did at first. You need a ruler and you need to measure them yourself. So if I measure this picture of the paintbrush, I get, make sure it all come up closer so that you can see it better. Go all the way to the end there, and we're doing it in inches, right? It says inches for all of them. So 5 inches. Okay, it says the paintbrush is blank inches long, so put a 5 in the blank. Then measure each of the other objects, like a piece of chalk maybe, straw, and this glue stick. Put the numbers in here. Then put the numbers in the chart for the paintbrush, chalk, straw, and glue stick. Put those numbers here, and then put the dots over the numbers. You're probably finished by now. It was So easy. I have to turn off my speaker there. Okay. So easy that, let's see what's on the back. So when you finish, send me a picture that I want to see how well you did. All right, page 806. Yes, do this page also. It's the same thing. So easy. I love doing graphs and charts. They are so much fun because you just get to count. This one says, Sophia, hi Sophia, measured the length of her colored pencils and made a table. Well, that's a good idea because I have a lot of colored pencils here. They're all different sizes. So you could probably do that as well. But Sophia had red 4 inches, blue 3 inches, green 7 inches, yellow 9 inches. Well, the table is already filled out for you. All you have to do is put dots by the numbers on here. So put the dot over the numbers from the chart. Which is the shortest pencil? Write that down. It says explain. Well, just tell that how big it is and why it's the shortest, whichever one is the shortest. Then number 10 says, which 2 pencils have a total length of 16? Well, find the 2 pencils that add up to 16 inches. Look at the numbers and write a sentence there saying the blank pencil and the blank pencil add up to 16 inches. And for number 11, measure the length of this purple pencil in inches. Write the length below. Record your measurement on the line plot in item 8. So when you measure this one, you're supposed to put it up here on the dot in number 8. However long this is, put a dot over there. And there you have it. That was easy. Go ahead and do that. And I'll see you tomorrow for the next lesson. Some more line plots. Pretty easy, right? All right.